Welcome back to Romantasy Chaos HQ, the podcast. We are Avery and Xavier Harleston, healthcare professionals by day, romantasy theorists, and aspiring authors by night. Today, we are covering the epigraph from Iron Flame, chapter 29. This is your warning. There will be spoilers for the entire Empyrean series. If you haven't read all 3 books, it may be time to turn back. As honorary members of Second Squad, we cuss
a lot
and discuss
all adult topics,
and we make a fuss
about the spicy tango.
We like a challenge, so we tackle each epigraph without prepping, placing it into context for the whole series, not just the chapter or book it's tied to. But you don't have to take it cold, so here is our post-recording one-sentence summary of the chapter. Varish is waiting for Violet when she returns to Basgiath, and it's only through the help of Professors Amaretto and Kaori, Panchek's intervention, and Rhiannon's summoning that Violet escapes without punishment, leading her to confess to Sawyer and Riddick that her special dagger is used to kill Venom. There are 6 minutes on the clock, and Iron Flame lore more exhilarating than Violet escaping Varish's wrath. So, don't blink, don't scroll, don't let Tyrion distract you. We have 360 seconds to blow your minds.
And go.
Cadets who are found absent without leave will be subject to court-martial by their chain of command if they are not executed on site. Article 4, Section 1, the Basgiath War College Code of Conduct. This comes back into play in Onyx Storm.
Well, and it's all cadets. It's not just...
Correct. I mean, because it's in the college code of conduct. So scribes, healers, infantry.
Yeah, so like when Jacinia leaves, she could have been executed.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So what do you think about all of these people who are like, oh yeah, you all suck. We're really going to go to Orisha. And truly, we might all like get killed.
What do you mean?
Well, it seems like super impulsive. Like
Lilith gave them permission, and then the professors are like, we're not going to stop you if you want to leave. And literally Violet / Xaden had just killed Varish. Dane had killed, well, Xaden for sure had killed the Truthsayer. Dane had assaulted both of them and had disobeyed an order. It's not like staying was a good idea. And this comes right after Xaden had just dropped a bunch of wyvern everywhere.
I understand, but they all went AWOL.
And then after that, Lilith goes. The whole reason Mira shows up at Orisha at the beginning of the second part of the book is because Lilith goes and tells them that they can leave. They had permission. They're not AWOL.
They didn't have permission?
She literally told them to leave, and she didn't want to know where they were going.
It doesn't cover Jacinia.
It does. She's the commanding general of Basgiath. Jacinia is a cadet at Basgiath.
I don't think I don't think this is like the college version of a protest walkout. Like I really like there seems to be an insufficient amount of insight into like whatever underlying planning was occurring. Like people didn't just all decide on the spot whether or not they were or were not going with Xaden and Violet.
Yes, they did when their dragons showed them what was happening. And I think there are people who would have chosen to go with them no matter what, like the marked ones, but they already knew the truth. And Ree and Riddick and Sawyer, who, their loyalty was at this point to their squad, to Violet, more than anything else. And they already knew the truth. But I think there were a number of writers, cadets, who did not know the truth, whose dragons showed them what was happening. And I'm sure that they didn't, like the cadet probably had an opinion, but their dragon heavily influenced them. As well as the dragons who chose not to show their writers what was happening. The choice was made for them.
Well, this is my point, I guess, or you're helping me make my point. There was a whole lot of discussions, and yes, you're probably right. It was within the Empyrean, but like this division had to like already exist, and they were waiting for the catalyst, which is why Garrick and Zayden went wyvern hunting. They knew they were waiting for a catalyst, but there had to be this like underpinning, like the French Revolution didn't just like start one day when they like barricaded all of the streets. Like there was a long build up before they did that. So like this was
Of course it was building up, but we knew the Empyrean was split before this, because after what happened at Ressen, after Zayden and Segale and the Marked Ones smuggling out daggers since his first year, there were any number of dragons who knew what was happening. Of course, the Empyrean was split prior to this event.
okay. So if we're in agreement with that, what side is Lilith on?
Lilith is in the position that she believes what Navarre is doing is wrong, and her method for dealing with it is not let's go start a revolution. Her method is let's work within the system to the greatest extent possible and protect people behind the wards, because that could be my kid. I seriously think like her devotion to her children is one thing, but I think there's also a part of her that literally every cadet in that college could have been her kid.
So you definitely see Lilith as a person that doesn't like how the government is running, but is working inside of the system.
Mm-hmm. Yes. She's like the James Tallarico or Pete Buttigieg, who like literally are going into service because they are trying to change things from within. Not to get political, but too late. All right. Well, that's it from us. Did we blow your mind? Let us know in the comments, and remember, we love you. Stay out of the clouds, off the ice, and come back to us. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Remember, lore lovers, fantasy fanatics, and good girls, like, rate, review, subscribe, and share.